brothers and our sisters out here, right, to really wake our people up to who we are, right? Because think about this, man. Like, are you born and raised in Modesto?
No.
Where you from, bro?
Los Angeles.
From LA?
Yeah.
Okay. So watch this. The hoods in LA, do they look similar to the hoods in Modesto?
No.
Nah. All right. So now, here's the next question. Are our people in the same type of conditions in the hoods in LA that they are in Modesto?
Yep.
We same thing, right? Same thing, right? Same thing. Dope selling. You know what I'm saying? Single baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? Single family households, right?
Yep.
I don't know about your personal situation, but many of us raised by our mama.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Daddy either in jail or he got killed. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? He was out in the streets, right? Going from woman to woman to woman. That's a condition upon our people specifically. But when you look at the Arabs, the East Indians, the Chinese, and look, this ain't about no hatred towards no other races, but when you look at these other cultures, they don't have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
They go and set up their businesses in our communities, whether it's in LA, Dallas, Houston, Modesto, Stockton, Oakland, San Francisco, wherever we at the bottom of society, these other cultures go and set up businesses there, and they prosper off of us. You see what I'm saying? And then they send their children to the best colleges, the best universities, to become business people, become doctors and lawyers, and then that system recycles over and over and over again. And then guess what? We have no legacy to leave for our children because we look at things as hopeless, right?
Right.
What's your name, bro? Adonis. Okay, watch this. Give me Psalms 83 real quick. I'm gonna show you something real quick, Adonis, and then I'm gonna show you why that's happening.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? Because there's a reason for it. Because think about it. Oftentimes, bro, we know the conditions that we're in, and it's so normal that we don't look for no way out.
Right.
Because we watched the Panthers movement happen. Right. We see the civil rights movement happen with Martin Luther King. We marched for equal rights and so on and so forth, and this, that, and the other, right? And then did it get any better for us?
Nope.
Not really, right? We was begging to be equal with people that was oppressing us. What kind of system that made? But those movements gave us an outlet to be able to look and see the conditions of our people, and that now we can speak up regarding it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So our job now is to look at the days of old and see what worked, see what didn't work. And the only thing that we look at when we look at throughout history, what we have not been doing is keeping God's commandments. Think about it. It's very simple, bro. Thou shalt not kill.
Right.
Our people kill each other all the time. We kill each other more than we always say Black Lives Matter, and we always marching and shit when a white cop kills a black man, right?
Right.
But where's that at, bro? When we kill each other,
Yeah.
it ain't none of that. It's all right. Put him on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do the funeral. We might set up a mural on the corner or something like that, and then after that, it's over with. Anyway, we forgot about all that. Now we're going back to the same.
Next one.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's systematic, right? That's why that's happening. Drop that. Give me Hosea. No. Read that, and then we're gonna get a law.
83.
Yep.
Psalms
Watch
chapter
this.
83 and verse 2.
Watch this.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Hey, I don't know about you, Adonis, but that's how I be praying to God. I'm like, God, listen, help me, Lord. Help our people. Look at how we live it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing garbage and, you know what I'm saying, our kids playing in the playground with his liquor bottles and needles and, you know what I'm saying? That's normal, right? But I'm tired of seeing that, bro. I know you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is how we cry to the Lord. Like, hey, Lord, don't hold your peace, Lord. Watch, read.
Verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
We have enemies. God, we said, God, your enemies are making a tumult. It means they have a gathering together. Watch.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
The scriptures say that there's enemies of God on the earth
Right
that
behind
have
you.
taken
Right
crafty
behind you,
counsel against God's people. Guess what? It's something called the United Nations, right? So who in the United Nations is representing us as so-called blacks and Hispanic people? Nobody. So guess what? That means we have no representation while they sitting back taking crafty counsel against who?
Against thy people.
So who is God's people? We are, bruh. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? The Arabs, the East Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Russians, everybody, they taking crafty counsel against God's people. That's us. Read.
and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
You see that, Adonis, bro? That's a plot to destroy God's people from who they are and what their heritage is. That's why we're talking about, systematically speaking, the same thing you see in LA, in the hoods, or the condition of our people, the same thing you see out here in Modesto. It's the same thing you see in all these...
Richmond, Virginia.
Everywhere, bro.
Everywhere.
That's crafty counsel. That's crafty counsel. Think about this, bro. I don't know what year you was born in, right? I was born in the 80s, right? I sat there and watched families with a father and mother and children be divided. How? By drugs, bro.
Right.
I sat there and watched it happen. The crack epidemic of the 80s, that ain't something that just happened all of a sudden out of nowhere, bro. They took crafty counsel. And they said, wait, we got to break up these families, man. They too strong when they're a nation collectively. When men are working hard to take care of their wives and their children and all that. Look, let's take these jobs, let's send them overseas, and then let's drop crack. Let's drop coke in the hoods. And then now, watch them sit back and try to survive. And guess what we end up doing? Crabs in a barrel, killing each other off. You see what I'm saying? But why did that happen? Why did that happen? You see what I mean? Why did God, if there is a just God, why did God allow this to happen to his people? He did, because we're still living it today. We're still living it today. So if the crafty counsel happened where other nations decided to come together and cut God's people off from being a nation, right? Read that bottom part again.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So now watch this. Is there a land called Israel today?
I have no idea.
Hey, think about this, bro. In the Middle East, there's a land called Israel, where the Palestinians and the Jewish people are fighting over that land. Okay. Right? Yeah. You familiar? It's kind of making sense now?
Yeah.
But the scriptures say, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. But think about this. There is a land called Israel today, and we know that they're over there fighting over that land. So that's not talking about the actual land mass. That's talking about the people.
Right.
It's talking about the people. Read it again.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Jeremiah 17:4. The way the scripture is talking about that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance is because there was going to be there's a prophecy in the Bible that said God's chosen people was going to be given the whole earth to rule over. And guess what? If we broke the commandments of God, then there was going to be a judgment for God's people. And that judgment was we was going to be cut off from being the nation. We was going to be cut off from being called Israel. We was going to be called African American. We was going to be called Black, Negro, Hispanic, Mexican, Cuban, Puerto Rican. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it's talking about. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Don't that sound like history? I will cause you to serve your enemies in a land that you don't even know. That's American history, bruh. In the Bible. Read.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
God is mad at his children. Just like if you got children and you give them instructions and they disobedient to you and disrespectfully disobeying you, guess what? You got ass whoopings waiting for them. Right or wrong?
Right.
This is God with his people. That's us. We're living the ass whoopings of God right now.
Right.
That's why we don't know who we are. That's why we in the hoods, in the ghettos. That's why we are strung off with drugs. Matter of fact, hold that. Give me
Isaiah right here.
give me hey, shalom Isaiah. Give me 1 Corinthians 3:16. Watch this, Adonis. Hey Isaiah, I want you to hear this too. Watch this, Isaiah. Watch this. Watch this. This is for you, Adonis, and this is for you, Isaiah. Because we were just reading about how we are God's chosen people. God said it. And he set up other people to come and destroy us and conquer us because we are rebellious. We dishonorable. We don't love our God and we don't love each other. Think about it. How you gonna love somebody if you don't love yourself? It ain't possible. How can you love yourself if you don't know who you are?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So watch this. Listen to this, Isaiah.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16.
Come on.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
You see, if you notice, throughout the Bible, God is always dealing specifically with a certain people. He ain't talking to the whole world, Isaiah. He ain't talking to the whole world, Adonis. He always saying to the children of Israel.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Watch this, read.
And that the Spirit of God.
Read from the top.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
Hey, Isaiah, that sounds like a question, don't it? He say, hey, Don't you know that you're the temple of God? You don't know that? Think about it. So-called blacks and Hispanics, everything that we touch turns to gold. Think about all the inventions on the face of the earth. Think about all the inventions here in America. Who created them? So-called blacks or Hispanics. Think about construction. All the building that happens here in America. Who's the ones out there in the fields building up America? Mexicans and blacks. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because we are the temple of God. God created us greater than everybody else. Hold that, give me Deuteronomy 7:6, and we're gonna come right back. Because I'm gonna prove that point based on what God said. You know what I'm saying? Not my own personal opinion. But this is what we need to feed our people with to lift them up out of the dunghill that they're in. You know what I'm saying? Watch this, Isaiah. Come back around here real quick. Let me show you this sign right here. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Isaiah, listen to this and look at this sign right here. Read.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Come on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Wait a minute. Read that one. Is that coming out the Bible? Isaiah, have you ever heard that scripture before? Have you heard that scripture before, Adonis?
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? But this has been in the Bible ever since, from the beginning, bro. Ever since it was written. Read that again.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Hey, that's what we need to hear. We don't be hearing that. Ain't no pastors or priests telling us that we are the holy people of God, Isaiah. Nobody's teaching us that. Guess what? My own daddy didn't teach me that. Why? Because he didn't know. Who taught him? Nobody. That's why we're here, bruh. To show our people who we are and how to change the conditions that we in, Isaiah. That we are holy people. Watch this, read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Hey, Isaiah, do you believe in equality? You believe so? Do you believe that blacks, Hispanics, and so-called Caucasian people are equal? You know what I'm saying? Hey, do you agree with that?
Right here.
Who?
Brother Samar.
Samar? Yep. Hey, good to meet you. Come here, let me holler at you, Samar. How old are you, bro? Huh? 14, right? So you're old enough, you're young enough to be my son, right? So I'm gonna talk to you like a big brother, little brother, like father and son type thing. You see, now you see the connection, bro? Because think about this, man. This young man, Zamar, he don't know who he is. He don't know his nationality, his culture. We don't know nothing about, watch this. What's your nationality, Zamar? You see that, bro? You see that? I said, what's your nationality, Zamar? He said, black. So what does that mean? He don't know who he is, and it's nothing against you, Zamar. We was all like that. You know what I'm saying, young man? We don't know who we are. Watch this, Zamar. Listen to this. Read that from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
You are a holy people to God. You are a holy people to God. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Come on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You hear that? Have you ever heard that before? That you are holy people of God? Never, right? You see that? And that's why we went back to that being systematic. Systematically set up, right? Then watch this. Watch this. I'm going to show you how systematically it is it's set up, right? So watch this. Zamar, come around over here. Adonis, I want you to see this, bro. This is us building as brethren, right? We have to teach the truth to our people, right? Zamar. Who is this? Who's that? Wait, say it again. Hey, Adonis, do you agree with that? I asked him who this is, right? He said Jesus, right? So now, watch this. Revelations 1 and 14. I'm going to show you something. Because again, it's systematic, right? I made a statement. I said, how can we love one another if we don't even love ourselves? How can we love ourselves if we don't know who we are? You see what I'm saying? I'm going to show you the setup. Read that.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revealing of Jesus Christ. Right? Read. Jump to verse 10.
Verse 10. I was in the spirit of the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest, write it in the book.
So listen. So John the Revelator said, listen, I heard the voice behind me that was loud. The voice of a trumpet. He said, I'm the first and the last, beginning and the end. And what you see, write it down. So then in the future, we'll be able to read it and recognize the truth from the lies. Read on.
And send it into the 7 churches which are in Asia.
Jump down.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So the first thing is the revelation of Jesus Christ said his head and his hairs were white like wool. Touch your hair, Jamar. Touch your hair. Is that stringy hair or is that woolly hair, Adonis?
That's woolly hair.
That's woolly hair, ain't
right.
it? Clear as day. Now, does this image right here fit what we just read about Jesus Christ?
Nope. Not at all.
What you think, Zamar? You think it does? You think this image right here fits what we just read about Christ's head and his hairs? Read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So woolly hair is the type of hair that you have on your head. That's not woolly hair right here. Think about it. Look at these pictures. None of these pictures look like wool hair. Wool come from sheep. You know what I'm saying? Not straight long hair like dogs. You see what I'm saying? Read.
As white as snow.
It was fully white. Now I want you to look at this image and look at that image and you tell me which one fit what we're reading about Jesus Christ. Read.
As white as snow. And
his hair was fully white and it was woolly. Just like how if you your grandfather, he gets older, he had black hair, then what color start turning?
White.
Start turning white, right? That's wisdom. That's age. That's knowledge, right? Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were red. That's not cyclops, laser beams. That's talking about Christ drank a little wine, and when you drink a little alcohol, the whites of your eyes turn red.
Right.
Look at this image right here. Now, what we read so far about having woolly hair, right, that's white, and red eyes, does any of these images look like what we're reading in the Bible about Jesus? It don't it? Now watch this.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet was the color of a brass. B-R-A-S-S. Brass ain't white. Brass is brown, ain't it?
Yep.
It's brown. But watch this, there's more.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So if you put anything in a furnace, in an oven to cook it, and it becomes burnt, what color does it come out?
Black.
Black. So, read that one more time.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So which description fits what the Bible said Jesus Christ looked like? Is it these images here, or is it more like that? It's more like that. Now, Zamar, it ain't your fault. You didn't know. Nobody taught you. But it's our job, Adonis, as the older men, to learn God's commandments and learn who we are and teach the young men. So then we get older and God takes us home, then guess what? We got young men that's going to carry on the truth in the earth about God and God's people. It's our responsibility, Adonis. This young man, 14, and he didn't know that he looked like Jesus.
Damn.
You see that?
Damn.
You see how crazy? Think about it, brother. That's why they gave us this image right here. It's a conspiracy. Because if we knew that we looked like Jesus, the Christ, the greatest man that ever walked the earth, that did all these miracles, that died for the sins of the world, if we knew, then guess how would we look at each other?
Right, like Jesus.
We would look at each other like Christ. We would look at each other with royalty, like godliness.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't see each other as niggas.
Nope. God look like.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, matter of fact, give me that Daniel. We would see each other as just black. You see what I'm saying? That's why you only thought, black, because you never knew. You see what I'm saying? That's why we're out here. And guess what? If more of our older men taught the younger men, it would change our communities, bruh, overnight. When we can teach our people who we are and show them that we are God-like, bruh. Matter of fact, watch this. Let's find out what God looks like in the Bible.
Not Christ, God.
God.
Right.
Talking about the Father.
Right.
And remember, Jesus said, when you see me, you see the Father. Let's see what the Father looked like.
Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5.
Come on.
And I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
This, yes.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9.
Come on.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
So Daniel, the prophet, a black man, said, look, I seen the thrones of heaven cast down. I mean, all these nations that's ruling earth now, I watched them become destroyed. God destroyed all these nations because why? Because all they taught was wickedness and sin on the earth. Look at the earth today, it's evil. Everything you look at is evil. You agree with that, Adonis? Everything is evil.
Everything.
Watch this, read.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
Who?
The Ancient of Days did sit.
The Ancient of Days meaning the beginning of days. There was somebody that was the beginning of days. There was somebody that said, let there be light. And the evening and the morning was the first day. That was the Father. The Ancient of Days sat on this throne. Watch this.
Whose garment was white as snow.
Wait a minute. In order to have a garment, you have to have a what? A garment is clothes, right?
Yes.
So in order to have clothes, what do you have to have in order to have clothes? You have to have a body
Yeah.
to put clothes on. You see that, Zamar? We talking about God. God has a body. Let's find out what his body looked like. Read.
And the hair of his head.
His what?
And the hair of his head.
So the hair of God's head.
Like the pure wool.
What? Like what?
Like the pure wool.
So the Ancient of Days, God the Father had hair that looked like what?
Here, wool.
Put your hand on your head. You see that? That's what God said, let us make them in our image and in our likeness. We are the sons of God. So I'm gonna show you something else, right? And then I'm gonna show you how we get back to being God-like. Because right now we're not, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is probably the first time ever in your life you've heard of something like this. But I bet your granny probably go to church, don't she? Your granny go to church?
Yep.
Every Sunday, paying tithes and offerings to a man that's not teaching her who she is in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Your uncle probably on the deacon board. You know what I mean? And not even understanding who he is in his Bible. It's just believe in God and do the right thing, and then we're gonna sing a couple songs, pass the collection plate, close the book, and then we go after that, we're finna eat. And then that's it. What are we really learning in church? Nothing. You probably learn more right now in the past 5 to 10 minutes than you ever learned in your whole life about the Bible.
Damn right.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.